We're at the Ritz Carlton Fort Lauderdale today, sitting down with two powerhouse chefs. One you've seen competing in Hell's Kitchen, the other one a contestant on Bravo's Top Chef. There is so much to talk about today. Let's go.
I'm Arlene Borenstein, South Florida, born and raised, embracing all the rhythms of our cultures and having real conversations with people not afraid to celebrate who they are. Well, here's the place to do it. So follow me and let's go South Florida.
Chef, you ready?
I'm ready. All right.
Let's do this.
Thank you so much for joining us on Let's Go South Florida. It is so amazing you guys are here. We have Chef Paula DaSilva, Hell's Kitchen contestant, but oh my gosh, the executive chef here at the Ritz Carlton Fort Lauderdale, and
Yes.
Chef Josie Malave. We all know you, Bravo Top Chef contestant. Who didn't love you? Awesome. I feel so blessed to have you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
So let's talk about your friendship. You have grown through the culinary ladder as minority women, and I love that. As friends, how do you support each other? What's been the climb like?
Do you want to kick off? Who goes first? Do a coin toss.
You know, there's like a thing in the culinary industry, right? There's women, right? And then there's men. I don't know if you feel the same way, but most of the women know each other, especially, I mean, like both of us with our backgrounds in reality television, you kind of have your finger on the pulse when it comes to other personalities, especially in your own community. You know, and Paula's like a standout. I mean, she's a badass. Paula's a boss lady here in South Florida. You know, she's holding it down here at the Ritz Carlton. She's working it out in the community, always down to support any great cause. And, you know, I, as a female chef in this industry and in this local economy of South Florida, I also just believe that it's really important to empower each other. So I support her in everything that she does. And I know that I've never felt anything but support from Paula. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's important. I don't remember exactly when we met, but it was right around Bravo, and it was at one of the food and wine festivals in Miami. You know, I still there's actors and actresses that I don't really gawk over, I don't really care. But when it comes to, you know, celebrity chefs, I get so nervous when I meet some of them, right? And so I remember when I met her, it was right around the hype of, Top Chef. You were, on TV, and I saw you walking around. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta say hi to her. And ever since then, we just kind of had this, this friendship. We just stayed in touch. She was in the community, I was in the community. And I think it's really important, that we support one another, not just the female thing, just in general. For me now, after all of these years doing what I do, it's important. I had great mentors, and I want to make sure that I, turn myself into a great mentor as well for young gentlemen, for young ladies, because we need that.
Would you say it's a male-dominated industry still?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It goes back historically. I mean, I've always said in the kitchen, women run the kitchens at home, right? In your household, who's cooking at home? It's always the women. So it's not such a far-fetched idea that women would be running kitchens in this industry. And, it's catching on. People understand that women are working as hard as men. We're as creative as men. We're as committed as our male counterparts. And women continuing to be committed to this industry is how women continue to grow and come up in the, in culinary world.
It's very cool to see you on that show and know that you grew up, part of your childhood, your upbringing was in Broward County. Yeah. Yes. Talk to me a little bit about that. That's something to be so proud of.
I know. So, over 2 decades, that's kind of where my career has expanded over Broward County, a few years in Miami Beach as well. But I love South Florida. I really do. I was born and raised in Brazil. Spent some time in Massachusetts as well as a young kid. My parents had restaurants. I've gotten my fair share of traveling, so I don't ever feel like I'm stuck here. But I'm stuck here. This is where I love,
Yeah, because you like it.
Yeah.
You kind of want to be stuck here. I get it.
I don't mind being stuck here.
Yeah.
And you are stuck here, at least for the next 5 years, like you said.
Oh, yeah. I went to Hialeah Miami Lakes. That's my school that I graduated from. And, I left South Florida and went to New York. I spent 10 and a half years, a decade in New York City. And that's where I really planted my culinary seeds. I worked for some of the top chefs. When they call me a top chef, I actually worked for top chefs in the industry. Anyways, fast forward, now I'm back here in South Florida. I recognize I had my little niece and nephew look at me and say, "Hey, Titi Josie, you're a rock star." And I'm like, I don't know, they warmed my heart, and I said I have to be a part of their life. And here is where I grounded and regrounded, reconnected to what's really important to me. And I've been here with my family. We opened up Bubbles and Pearls 5 years ago. And I'm really excited to bring back all the things that I've learned while living in New York City and San Francisco, traveling the world. I get to bring those back and be a contribution to not only my community, but also to the culinary industry down here, where I thought, we didn't really have that much going on down here. And now
you've seen the explosion, I have.
Yeah.
Right. And Chef Paula too, I'm sure. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, how would you guys even describe that down here?
I think Fort Lauderdale still kind of gets that stigma that there's not, it's still not Miami. It's not, it's still not Palm Beach, but we're kind of sandwiched in between here. And believe it or not, there's amazing restaurants here in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to take us a little bit longer, I think, to kind of get that same credibility, like some of the two major cities that are north and south of us.
Tell me about the Greater Fort Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It's really cool. You guys are teaming up. It's plant-based.
Yes.
Tell me why that's kind of the option you chose.
She told me to do it. She texted and I said, sure, yes, that's all it takes.
Right.
So actually Josie was the one that was, I think, invited first and then wrote me along, and I said, yeah, of course, anytime she asked for anything.
We've been looking, I have been looking for an opportunity to cook with Paula for a long time. Okay. And I'm recently vegan 4 or 5 months ago. And, I'm really excited because I've been cooking this plant-based lifestyle for a while now. And, I really get inspired by the creativity that goes into creating, these plant-based recipes, because you can't fall back on bacon, you know what I mean? And just add butter to it and add some chorizo, you're
challenging.
Yeah. And so how do you
how do you make it taste good?
Yeah, how do you make it taste good and bring it out? I from my culinary background, I know from Paula's culinary background, we're going to bring some delicious plant-based foods. The menu's looking amazing, and so we're going to have fun with it.
So I think we should end by popping this bottle.
Yes, now we're talking. I never need a special reason to pop a bottle.
The Queen of Bubbles and Pearls, popping the bottle. I'm like,
okay, ready? Should I? No, that's not.
Hey! There we go.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Also on Let's Go South Florida this week, are you ready to wing it with us? We are looking for South Florida's best chicken wings. Vote for your favorite spots on our March Madness style bracket. Just go to sunsentinel.com/wings. You may be one of our lucky voters who receives a $100 gift card. You can only vote once per round.
Wow, what pioneering women. If you want to watch more food and entertainment coverage, just go to sunsentinel.com/eating, and don't forget our Facebook group, Let's Eat South Florida. I'm Arlene Borenstein. See you next week.